Good evening. A very warm welcome to the program tonight. Welcome to the weekend as well. This is Look Up Weekend, and our team of reporters has been working around the clock just to make sure that you're on the know on our top stories. Before we get into what we have prepared for you, here are our highlights. Tonight on Look Up Weekend.
Watu ya Homa Bay, ni nyinyi mumejitokeza namna hii.
President William Ruto begins his two-day Nyanza tour, making the first stop in Homa Bay County.
Is committed to the implementation of the two-third gender in appointive and elective positions.
Kenya Women Parliamentary Association keen on enacting the two-thirds gender rule. And over 11,000 Kiambu farmers fault the county government for sabotaging a deal with World Bank that would see them get milk coolants. Once more, welcome to the broadcast. The hashtag is Look Up Weekend. Nancy Nelima here and Felista Adundo on the sign language interpretation. Do stay with us and do let us know where you're watching us from using the hashtag Look Up Weekend. We are at Lookuptv on Twitter, on Facebook, and on our YouTube channel. And we begin. President William Ruto has officially kicked off his two-day walking visit to Raila Odinga's political turf with promises of increasing the number of appointments of residents from the region in his government. Ruto is set to launch several projects in 3 counties of the region, starting with the affordable housing project. Sami Adika with more.
Ruto received a warm welcome from the region by the region leaders, led by Homa Bay County Governor Gladys Wanga. Expressing his dissatisfaction with the number of votes he garnered from Homa Bay County, Ruto has however promised to work with leaders from every county, regardless of their political affiliation.
Kwa kina Rigathi Agwambo alipata 25%, huko kwetu akapata 28%, hapa mlinipatia 1%. Mimi kama rais nitajenga katika hiyo msingi kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunawaunganisha Wakenya wote bila ya kujali mambo ya vyama, bila ya kujali makabila, bila ya kujali sehemu. Sote ni wananchi wa taifa moja, taifa inayoitwa Kenya. Na hiyo ndio nitafanya nikishirikiana na hawa viongozi.
Rais wetu William Ruto wamesema hataki ubaguzi. Uchaguzi umeisha na Wakenya wameendelea mbele, na amesema hata watu ya Homa Bay ni Wakenya, wafanyiwe kazi na tulete maendeleo hapa katika Homa Bay. Pia tukija mambo ya maendeleo, tumekuja kutafuta urafiki na uhusiano.
We know that as a county we were Azimionated to the core. We voted nearly 100% for Azimio, and we are Baba's people, but we thank you that you have agreed as the president of the nation to come together with us so that we can develop our country moving forward.
Sami Adika, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Adika, for that story. The Directorate of Criminal Investigation has published names and photos of terror suspects linked to the Al-Shabaab terror network and responsible for the recent attacks in Lamu County. The DCI, through their social network, say the suspects are trained, armed, and dangerous and have been linked to several acts of terror that have occurred in the country in the past. The Investigations Bureau is calling on members of the public to provide information that may lead to the arrest. The suspects are Abdikadir Mohammed Abdikadir, Ramadan Kyoko, Malim Ayman, and Abdullahi Banati. Cabinet Secretary Public Service and Gender Aisha Jumur says President William Ruto's government is committed in ensuring the two-thirds gender rule is achieved within 1 year. This comes as the National Assembly and Senate speakers pledge to support female parliamentarians to achieve the two-thirds gender rule.
Senate elected The debate on achieving two-thirds gender rule in the government is now making a comeback in the corridors of power. A CS Gender and Public Service, Aisha Jumwa, says the Kenya Kwanza government is committed to achieving the two-thirds gender rule.
Be there. The former Speaker, County Assembly of Nairobi, and now the...
Speaking during the Kenya Women Parliamentary Association induction workshop, the CS said that President William Ruto had promised to have the rule achieved within 1 year.
The President is committed to the implementation of the two-thirds gender in appointive and elective positions in the public sector within his first year of administration. Your voices and energy are critical in enacting Article 27(8) of the Constitution of Kenya. That gives effect to the two-thirds gender principle. In addition, the ministry will be reaching out to engage with you for the enactment of the gender bill and the review of the National Government Affirmative Action Fund regulation.
Juma said there needs to be collective responsibility in ensuring that the two-thirds gender rule is achieved, citing lack of quorum in the House as a reason for its failure in the past.
For the first time in Kenya's history, we have 7 governors, 3 elected women senators, and 63 out of the 103 women parliamentarians in both houses are newly elected. That is an increased number of women in political leadership. For the nominated members, we also appreciate that your nomination is due to your demonstrated distinguished leadership. The steady increase in the number of women in all arms of government is the result of consistent and tireless efforts of our trailblazers who came before us.
She decried the rising cases of gender-based violence within family circles and the community in the last couple of months. On her part, the presidential advisor on women's rights, Harry Chigai, said she blamed retrogressive cultural beliefs for the low number of women leaders, adding that this will be addressed through more funding and civic education.
Inasmuch as women stand at the intersection of many prejudices and aspects of discrimination, women likewise stand at the intersection of many solutions. It is important to note a country cannot progress economically, politically, or socially without half of its citizens participating meaningfully in political or socially without half of its citizens being recognized.
This follows an assurance from the Senate and National Assembly speakers that they will fast-track the process. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Thank you, Mwai, for that story. 8 people who were killed in a bandit attack at Yelkurkum village in Laisamis, Marsabit County were buried on Friday. The 8, among them 3 children and 5 men, were killed after about 15 bandits armed with firearms raided the village at around 6 a.m. on Thursday.
Na huzuni kubwa sana siku ya leo kwa kupoteza wapendwa wetu kwa wodi yetu ya Kargi Southern Ward. Watoto wachanga waliuawa kinyama, hali ya kinyama. Wengine walitobolewa tumbo, wengine walitobolewa macho. Sijui ilikuwa inamaanisha nini. Hao watoto walikuwa wanalala kwa boma zao. Na walikuwa na watu wao pia. Hawakufanya chochote. Ni hali ya kuhusunisha sana. Tumehusunika sana na ni uchungu ambayo hakuna kitu ambayo inaweza fanya tusikie uzuri. Kwanza kabisa ningependa kutuma salamu zangu za rambirambi kwa jamii na familia ambayo walifiwa na kwa watu wangu wote wa Kargi Southern Ward ambao siku ya leo wanasikia uchungu sana.
We've said this so many times and it's getting ridiculous, it's getting old. And Rendile, first of Kenyans should know, number one, Rendiles have no other country. It's only Kenya. The only country that they have is Kenya. Our neighbors have 1 or 2 countries that they can call home. If something hits the fan today, they know where to go. Us, we stay in these rocks, we stay in these mountains, there's nowhere else to go. And that makes us that we have no power to buy guns from other countries, which our neighbors are doing. They walk across the border, they bring a weapon. So where would Rendile survive? In what part of this world? Is this Kenya, or what else? What else can we do? To be known that we are human beings and we live in this area, and we've asked for home guards for years. Personally, when the chiefs were killed, 2 government officials, senior chiefs, were killed. I asked, we said, can you help us? Just give us that basic rights of protecting ourselves. That's all we want. We're not telling the government to weka askari kill hapana. Patia sisi home guard and we'll be free. That's all we're asking.
Away from that, over 10,000 milk farmers in Limuru, Kiambu County have declared a loss of over 140 million shillings, set to purchase a milk preserving machine for the farmers before the milk gets to the market. The money, reportedly stashed at the World Bank, is yet to be released. The farmers have continued to point fingers at the county government of Kiambu for failing to address the issue despite entering into an agreement with the farmers. According to the initial agreement arrived at, the World Bank gave the farmers 100 million. The Farmer Association parted ways with 10 million shillings, and the Kiambu County government was to support with 30 million, a milestone that was not achieved.
It is a sad state of affairs for milk farmers in Kiambu County. The business they have known too well is almost being paralyzed.
Wasiwasi upo mwingi kwa wakulima na management. Juu hiyo muda imekuwa ni mrefu sana. Kuna ile muda ya COVID ilitu affect. Baadaye governor ambaye alikuweko Dr. James Nyoro akasema ataharakisha, akashindwa kuharakisha na wao watu wakamrusha nje. Sasa yule governor yuko saa hii tunaamini ataharakisha juu watu wako na imani kubwa kwamba hii mashini itakuja, lakini pia wako na uoga mingi sana itapotea. Na ikiweza kupotea itakuwa ni siku mbaya sana Limuru na Kiambu yote.
More than 10,000 milk farmers from Limuru Farmers Association, Kiambu County, are concerned following the alleged possible loss of 145 million shillings in what they have termed as lack of commitment by the county government.
County government wajaribu watuwekee pesa. Hiyo ndio inasuia hiyo pesa ya county, wakipitisha itatusaidia sana. Sasa tunahofu kuwa wakikataa kutupatia hata remuderi wenyewe hawataendelea na mbele juu ya mashini haitafungwa.
The unavailability of the money has since halted the plans to purchase the milk preserving machine. Kiambu County government has reportedly failed to fully seal the agreement with the World Bank.
Mpango ikikuwa mzuri, ikikuwa ikipita na iende through, ita benefit ama itafaidi familia 11,000 ndani ya Limuru na familia 100,000 ndani ya Kiambu. So ukiangalia kila familia iko na watu kama 5 na maybe mfanyikazi mmoja ama 2, itafaidi zaidi ya watu 500,000 ndani ya Kiambu County yote. So ni project kubwa, ni project ambayo inaweza kubadilisha maisha ya watu.
Project itaisha. Ikiisha pesa itarudi World Bank, yetu ya dairy irudi kwa dairy na mashina tutapata.
The farmers are now calling for a speedy end to the matter in the best way possible so as to improve the milk business. Cecilia Lubanga, Lookuptv.
You are watching Lookup Weekend right here on Lookuptv. Do not go too far. We take a very time. But when we come back, lots of sporting action. Don't go too far.
Nilikuwa nimetoka Eldoret, nimetembelea brother yangu huko Rongai. Ndio nikapata simu usiku, nimekuwa mshindi.
Umejishindia 1 million Kenya shillings zako.
Nilihisi ni kama naota, nikapata sioti, ni ukweli.
Florence, plan zako za hizi pesa ni gani?
Huwa nauza makaa na samaki. Ni kuinua biashara yangu na school fees. Naweza ambia Wakenya wenzangu watie bidii, hii kitu ni ya ukweli, si ya uongo. Hata hao siku yao itafika na watawin.
Changamka, cheza loto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Do you need a dose of hope? If so, you are in the right place. We think of ourselves around here as hope dealers, delivering truth, power, and inspiration to hearts and minds all over the world. If nothing else has worked for you, why not give the God thing a try? For it's in the presence of God that you'll find everything that you need. Amen.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Lookuptv. A family from Mudeti village in Vihiga County is pleading for assistance to fund the medical treatment of their 8-year-old son who is suffering from a swelling on his chest and foot that he has been suffering from for 5 years and has changed the life of his family. Erin John Mukora now reports.
For 5 years now, this child has been living in pain, a swelling that has taken his joy and peace. It's a swelling that started from his left hand before spreading and affecting the left side of his body. And now, the left rib and left leg are swollen, a condition that left the family worried after their effort proving futile despite several surgeries the boy has undergone in various hospitals.
Alikuwa na kauvimbe kama boil katika mkono wake wa kushoto hapa kwa kifua. So sisi kama wazazi tukaona hakuna nini, maybe si kitu ya kuwa na wasiwasi vile. Tukajaribu, tukafinya kidogo, tukaona imepotea. Lakini vile siku ziliendelea kukua, hiyo kitu ikaanza kukuja nje, hiyo uvimbe ikaanza kukuja nje kidogo kidogo.
The boy's father narrating how the swellings has contributed to the child's facing stigma, isolating himself from his peers in fear of being ridiculed.
Imefika mahali lazima nimchagulie mavazi. Huyu mtoto akivaa nguo zake za kawaida, hii uvimbe ikitokea nje inakuwa ni attention ya macho ya watu, sababu kila mtu anamuuliza hii ni nini imefura. Hata unapata tu watu wazima, mtu anakuja hapo anafinya hapo, nao hii kejeli kwa mtoto, na mtoto anakuja anakuuliza baba, sasa yule alikuwa ananifinya pale ananiuliza maswali.
The pain has forced him to drop out of school. The grade 2 pupil at Vokoli Primary School has been forced to stay at home with his education taking a break.
Ni mtoto mwerevu vile tunamuona hivi, lakini utatizi wa ugonjwa inamfanya anakuwa nyuma kidogo, sababu vitu mingi anaenda shule kama wengine washapita, kwa hiyo masomo na kucheza kwake anakuwa chini sana, so hawezi kuwa ile active kabisa shule.
The family that depends on casual labor so as to sustain itself is now calling on political leaders from the area and well-wishers to assist them in settling the treatment cost for their son.
Na equivalent year amount ilikuwa 1.8 million of which hiyo pesa kwa mtu kama mimi ni kitu siwezi kabisa.
Edwin John Mokora, Lookuptv.
Right, and we do hope he gets the necessary help that he requires. Now to a more positive story. Imagine owning a well-constructed home for as low as only 250,000 shillings. You're probably wondering how that is possible with the current state of the economy. And that does change every aspect in the economy, paralyzing it. In the quest to realize the Vision 2030 through the provision of affordable housing for individuals with a dream of owning homes, Makiga Building and Construction Limited has been on the forefront, exploring the niche in the building and construction sector through the invention of a machine that builds blocks faster and at an affordable cost. The machine utilizes very little cement, and one can have a complete home in 2 weeks. Take a look at this amazing invention by a Kenyan.
Of living has gone beyond a majority's reach. This has gone an extra mile to cripple the ability to afford housing by thousands of Kenyans who are now street and slum dwellers. However, in the midst of the shackle and menace of the harsh reality, exists a solution that might just serve Kenyans for the greater good. Makiga Building and Construction Limited. President William Ruto's government has been on the forefront in the spearheading of a new generation of homeowners under the affordable housing program, which is on course. Makiga Building and Construction Limited has been living the dream for the last 40 years through their invention of a building machine that fast-tracks the process. The construction of this house started recently, and looking at it, it's almost done thanks to Makiga Building machine that sped up the construction.
This machine is used to introduce affordable housing in the country by making blocks that interlock and cut on costs. The inspiration behind Makiga is to bring a solution to housing, because building in Kenya or building in Africa is very expensive. So what we have are machines that are manual that are used to reduce the cost of construction in Kenya.
Makiga has been in existence for the last 40 years, and we have been selling these machines into the market, and we have sold close to 1 million machines, and we have been able to construct about 20,000 houses. That involves schools. We have built schools even in the DRC Congo, and we have built homes for people even here in Kenya. So what I can say is that the Makiga machine, where the company started, is what has been able to assist many Kenyans to be able to build and also to be able to provide affordable housing as a business as well.
It's a simple yet precious soil interlocking block machine that makes blocks made from soil and cement.
We have been able to build from bungalows to maisonets, and the machine, the Makiga machine, is able to make blocks that can even make high-rise structures. What you just need is to ensure that you have some very good columns for your houses, and it has been approved by KEBS, and many architects who do their drawings, they can actually incorporate the blocks into the plans as well.
One only spends 100,000 shillings to buy the Makiga machine, but can earn up to over 1,500 daily through renting, making blocks for sale, and starting a construction business.
With a minimum of 4 guys, you can be able to make about 500 blocks in a day. And these blocks, they're usually interlocking such that when you're building with the blocks, you do not use mortar between the joints. So the machine is not mechanized, so it is a manual machine which does not use fuel. It does not need much of maintenance. It's just oiling the movable parts.
President William Ruto, in his quest to realize Vision 2030 of affordable housing, confirmed the government's strategic focus on expanding access to quality, spacious, clean and safe and secure dwelling places at an affordable cost in our country, something Makiga as a company is already running with. Makiga Building and Construction Company is just one among the many companies that is keen on the realization of Vision 2030 through the provision of affordable housing. Cecilia Lubanga, Lookuptv, Makueni County.
Time now to get sporty. And Wanyonyi Madonga, aka Mtukazi, and Daniel Wanyonyi had a weigh-in on Friday at Kencom Nairobi CBD as they prepare for their fight on Saturday.